Hey, this is Clayton coming at you again with another campground review for Big Guy Buys. This is the Huntington Foxfire KOA Holiday located in Milton, West Virginia. Right as you're coming into the campground, there is kind of a sharp turn, but easily managed. I have a 36-foot camper bumper pole, and I had no trouble managing the turn. We stayed here for 1 week in 2020, the 4th of July, and it was a really decent campground overall. Some of the pros were certainly that campground had a pretty decent amount of amenities. They had a gym and fossil dig. They had a decent store. They had a lake with beaches and fishing, and also kind of like water toys that kids can bounce around on. The campground was really packed. Had a lot of people there for sure. It did have a playground. T-Mobile and AT&T were both fine within this location. The only downsides I'd say, that to call out would be unusable Wi-Fi. Don't even bother. You can't even get on it. Couldn't do Facebook. Couldn't do anything. But cell signal was pretty good for T-Mobile and AT&T. The other downside I would say is, we are during COVID pandemic right now, and none of the employees did have masks on. However, there was a shield at the check-in station inside the store, that blocked the employees from the customers. So that was one decent thing towards the pandemic. Some of the amenities that they had were a laundry. It was $2 to wash, $1.50 to dry, and certainly this is a very well-located campground. You're only 10 minutes from the nearest Walmart, and tons of stuff around there, like, Qdoba. There was a mall. There's a lot of eateries for sure, Steak and Shake, many things to do within 10 minutes, and within 5 minutes, you've got the Piggly Wiggly grocery store. There are also some very amazingly beautiful public parks around the area. I'll tell you one thing about West Virginia that I thought was very interesting was their amount of parks. Really neat, beautiful parks within 20 minutes of the campground. Just look on Google. There's tons of them. There's splash parks, there's regular parks, and because we are during the pandemic right now, we are certainly social distancing, so we're not necessarily participating in a lot of the amenities and things like that the KOA offered. However, though, like I said, the public parks nearby, they're virtually empty. And just acres and acres and acres and acres of tons of beautiful parks, with multiple playgrounds you can take the kids to, where, on a weekday and even sometimes on the weekends, are virtually empty. Maybe, you might see one person, but you could almost have the playground to yourself. And we took a lot of beautiful pictures and photos and things like that. We're able to really get outside and explore a lot of the things that West Virginia has to offer. About 35 minutes away in Charleston, West Virginia, is the TRex Science Center. And although the campground does have the fossil and gym, it's really gym panning, not a dig, but it's gym panning. Even though the campground had one of those, we were able to go to the TRex Science Center, and they had one that was outside. Just like the KOA, that one is outside, but there was certainly less people at the TRex Science Center, and we got huge chunks of amethyst in our gym bag, and they also have a dinosaur museum there that was literally empty. Again, we're social distancing, so we would have not gone into the science center had there been a bunch of people, but we were the only people in the science center the day we went, and it was really neat. And this science center has a lot of fossils that are you can go right up to take a look at. They have things for the kids. They even have an actual fossil dig in the T-Rex Science Center, where you can collect. I think it was 10 items would fit in a bag. For I think it was a couple of bucks or something like that, and the kids could dig. And my son loves dinosaurs, and he really enjoyed the science center and the gym painting at the T-Rex Science Center. So that's something I would definitely recommend. So there's a few more things I wanted to mention about the check-in process, and just a little bit more about the campground. As far as the check-in process, once you check in at the store, an employee will take you around at a golf cart. They'll be in the golf cart. You're driving behind them. They're going to take you to your spot, and you will they'll kind of guide you or provide assistance backing in or pulling through. This campground has several different types of sites. They've got 50 amps pull-throughs. They've got at premium sites. As you can see in that little piece right there was one with a grill and a fire ring and a picnic table. I think those are the premium sites, so we didn't have that at ours. But this campground does absolutely offer several different types of sites depending on what your needs are for the campground. So would I consider this a big guy buy? Yeah, I have no problem with this campground. I think I think it has a lot of amenities, a lot of things to do. Certainly, in times of no pandemic, I think this would be a great campground to visit with the kids and a family. Great family atmosphere, lots of things to do. You definitely wouldn't get bored. Like I said, we spent a week here. We're actually Thousand Trails members, and this was spending a week out of the system because there's not really anything in the area that we were heading to stop at for Thousand Trails. But overall, the KOA, nice park to be at. Not disappointed. I think I spent around $400 and something for a week. A little bit on the pricey side. I definitely looked around before I chose the KOA. However, KOA is kind of one of those campgrounds you get what you pay for. Certainly, I was not disappointed in my purchase. But again, some of the campgrounds I think in the local area are anywhere in the $200 to $400 for the week. Versus this one, like I said, it was $400 to $500. I did invest in the KOA membership because it definitely offset the cost of the membership and saved me a little bit of money on the camping experience. So thank you for watching my video. If you like the content I'm providing, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I only do this really for everybody else. Nobody sponsors my videos, at least not yet. But I know as a full-time camper myself, it's nice to have good videos out there to explain at least the bare minimums, and let you know what's going on. So stay safe out there and happy camping.